spare coin for a poor old woman.
I once killed 6 men single-handed to rescue my brothers in arms from ambush by an Imperial patrol.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to have met you.
If you're looking for passage to Solstein, too bad. Surprised you've never heard of it. It's an island northeast of here. Has a small dark elf town called Raven Rock, and a handful of Nords living in Skal Village. But I'm not going back there. There's something wrong about that place. It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then, the next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. And that's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstein. If you've been listening to me, I'm not going back there. All right. You have a point. Taking you back to find out who sent them is the least I can do. Besides, maybe you can put a stop to whatever's going on over there. I owe them a bit of payback myself. Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander. State your intentions. You've picked one of the worst places in Morrowind to do that, but suit yourself. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide by our laws. Any questions? Raven Rock started out as an Imperial settlement. The Empire decided to abandon it, just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles. When House Redoran took over, we turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home. I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it. I don't think so. I'm not. The name has something to do with the Earthstone. I'm not sure what. have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock is my primary concern. This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here, and we've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down. Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstein. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced. Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. Been that way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonian. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from there. Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. Attempted expansion, ends for the enslavement of their people, or perhaps both. Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmen needlessly lost their lives. Many more were exiled from their homeland. Giallan, I was starting to wonder what happened to you.
We were delayed by bad weather. Before you even asked, yes, have the supplies you requested. But
what?
this load cost me double what we'd agreed on. Nothing I can do about it.
Damn it, Jolland, you know we don't have that much cost.
The East Empire Company didn't give me a choice. They've raised their prices again. And there's nothing I can do about it.
After all these years, they're gouging us for every last drake we had. Let me talk to Laryl and see what we can do.
All right, Admiral. Don't worry about rushing. Just pay me when you can.
Captain Gallen does the business around here. I'm just a ship's steward.
It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Cresius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it. Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
Here in his shrine.
That they have forgotten.
Here do we toil, that we might remember.
By night we reclaim. What by day was stolen.
Far from ourselves. He grows ever near to us. Our eyes once were blinded.
Now, through me, do you see?
Now through them does he speak.
And when the world shall listen.
And when the world remembers.
That world will cease. to me.
That they have forgotten.
Here do you toil.
By night we recline.
What faithless minds have stolen.
Our eyes once were blinded.
Your
Now
hands
through them
once were
does he
idle.
speak. And when the world shall listen,
And when the world shall see.
and when the world remembers, that world will cease to be. Here in his shrine,
Headed? Splendid. Another mouth to feed. Damn ash.
I work for Mogrel. You got a problem, you talk to him.
welcome to the Ratching Netch Corner Club, my lady. Did I know someone by that name? Maybe I'm just confused. I can't be sure.
Teldrin Serro, blade for hire. If you have the coin, I'm at your service. Then let's be off. Right behind you.
Mogrel doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place. This island's nothing but a part. I think so. But I'm not sure where I heard the name. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about a temple
Don't get too
here on the
far ahead.
island. Maybe it was just a bad dream. Don't like it. I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the shop and go to sleep. What kind of a life is that? Ah, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could. But I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone. We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. Keep yourself safe. Solstheim's still a dangerous place.
Oh, hello. My father and mother are the richest on the island. That's not someone who lives in Raven Rock, I don't think. But it sounds so familiar. Maybe. I can't help but think of some sort of temple on the island. Why would that be? Next time, then.
Vendel Severin. Always glad. Do I? I was going to say no, but somehow I feel like I do. Does that make any sense? No, I'm sure of that. And yet, I think I had a dream of a temple, and he was there. Pleasant journey, Sergio.
Miserable. Just miserable.
Welcome to the
Oh, I hate
Wretching
this
Netch
place.
Corner Club, home of the finest... I heard crazy old Cressius has been sneaking in the Raven Rock mine again. At his age, he's going to get himself killed in there. If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallus up at Colbjorn Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place. The Redoran Guard have spotted a pack of werewolves in the mountains. The hunters up on Frostmoon Crag might know more. The finest Sujamma to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that I call Sadri's Sujamma. In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better than ever. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it. I was kind of hoping you'd say
I've called
that.
Raven Rock my home
Here,
for a number of
take
years.
these samples of the Sujamma and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you.
Vendel Severin. A pleasure to meet you, Sario.
Oh, hello. You looking for a handout or something?
Obey our lords, or suffer the consequences.
As the wife to the second counselor of Raven Rock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way that I can. You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious that... Oh, how kind. Thank Elders for me, won't you? Why does that sound so familiar? There's no one here by that name, and yet I swear I've heard it. I don't know. It almost feels like a dream. Something about a temple on the island. Adral Arano, second counselor of Raven Rock. How I hate that title. Damn fool's going to get himself killed over it someday. He's in grave danger, and yet he continues to place himself in harm's way. When I fall asleep at night, all I can do is hope he'll still be there when I awaken. This island was never meant for us. There's too much death here. I assure you, if I could convince Adral to do that, I'd be on the next ship back to Blacklight. Unfortunately, Adral and Councillor Morvain are very close friends, and they will never abandon one another, despite my feelings. I'm the wife of a second counselor, and certain things are expected of me. The most important thing is that I stand by Adral no matter how I feel, and I intend to do that until we get off this miserable rock. Adral and I lived in Blacklight, the capital city of Morrowind. House Redoran has improved Blacklight substantially over the last 1,000 years. Its grandeur rivals that of Mournhold itself. The root spire where the Council of Great Houses meet is something to behold. I haven't seen the city in over 50 years. Even for a Dunmer, that seems like an eternity. Regardless, I hope to return there someday, which doesn't seem likely given my husband's commitment to Councillor Morvain. A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound.
I'm glad that I'm finally traveling.
They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived.
My last patron was killed trying to
Yes,
tackle
the
entire
Strident
fleet.
Squall, or something like that. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine? One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees. Before he died, he told the Redoran Guard about the wreck and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers. Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my folio.
Misery? I'll give you misery. Try getting a sign to scrape neck scum off the front of the bulwark.
I'll cut you in two, betcha. Victorious again.
Thanks. I wasn't sure I'd make it off this farm alive. I wish I could have said the same for my man here. Some of the Redoran Guard have taken to calling them Ashspawn. Me, I don't care what they're called. All I know is they're a danger to Raven Rock and they need to be stopped. I was going to search for clues that might lead me to wherever they're coming from. I know it isn't the best place to start, but we know they've been coming from this direction. Good. I can use all the help I can get. Besides, I don't feel comfortable leaving Raven Rock behind, and I'd hate to lose any more Redoran Guard. We were searching the farm when the Ashspawn ambushed us. Have a look around and see if you can turn up anything useful. I might know someone, or maybe not. I can't remember. I can't. I just can't be sure. I think maybe he had something to do with a temple. A temple here on the island. Does that help? No one knows, really. Superstitious folks say they're the risen forms of those that died long ago. But I'm not so certain. They started attacking the bulwark a few weeks ago. My men were able to kill them, but they keep coming back. We've had 2 other assaults on the bulwark, at different spots on the wall. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like they're becoming more organized and probing it for weaknesses. Exactly. Something has to be directing them against us, and we need to find out who or what it is. I don't. All I know is that the Ashspawn are coming from this direction, so this is as good a place to start as anywhere else. Good thing the farm's been abandoned for a long time. I'd hate to see what they would do to an unarmed farmer and his family. Not sure. I was told it was an old Imperial farm that was wiped out by the eruption of the Red Mountain. Not certain who lived there. It was already a pile of rubble when I arrived in Raven Rock. Report back to me if you discover anything unusual.
What's our next move? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure.
Right behind you.
Have you found something? This is strange. The note says it's from General Folks Carius, but that's impossible. Well, Carius was the Imperial garrison commander at Fort Frostmoth, but he died over 200 years ago when the Red Mountain leveled the place. There's no way he could still be alive. If General Carius is still alive, there must be something keeping him that way. I need you to head out to Fort Frostmoth and check it out. I'm gonna head back to Raven Rock and prepare the men for further assaults.
If you ever get the chance, you should
Be
visit
careful.
there.
This General
It's
Carius sounds out of his mind.
Shield for